I'm Tim Harris. I'm running for Beardstown's mayor in the upcoming election on April 6th. I want to talk to you briefly about several topics. Today, I think I'll be speaking about the need in everyday business in the city. There's contracts involved nearly on an everyday basis. You're referring to a contract or approaching a new contract or renewal. There's always times that require adjustments to these contracts or should be reviewed frequently to make sure we're getting the best benefits and it's performing the right service. This is very key.
Are there any major contract negotiations coming up?
Yes, there always is something. Every 3 years, there's all the contracts with the city employees involves 3 different unions, which are 3 different contracts. Currently, the contracts the city's under now, I was the chairman on the negotiation committee for all 3, and
So does that mean you represented the city
yes,
in those negotiations?
that is exactly right. I represent the interests of the city, and there's many things that has to be considered in any type of labor contract, as well as other contracts. But in the labor especially, you have to have satisfied parties on both sides. There's no halfway there. I mean, if no one wins, everybody wants to be treated equal, and everybody wants to walk away thinking it was fair, whatever the circumstances are, and that's what I've strived for, and will continue to strive for, fair contracts.
So in your experience, is that how it's turned out? Have they been contentious, or have you found that both sides are able to work through their differences?
The last set that we're currently under, all 3 of the negotiating committees for the labor side, yes, I think they all felt satisfied. They were treated fairly under the circumstances we're in, and we were too. Both sides have to make concessions, as almost in any negotiation, and it has worked out well. But each time you need to, before it's done again, it needs to be researched. What went wrong? What went right? How can we improve it? To sign the same contract twice is very rare. That something hasn't changed to change the circumstances. So it is something that definitely requires continuing research. One contract comes to mind just recently, the 911 dispatch service that Beardstown uses for police, fire, and ambulance. It was due for, we were on a year-to-year basis with that, and we received a copy of the contract presented to us, and it had a substantial rate increase. And I suggested we didn't pass it until we researched it further, and we had a meeting with the 911 board, and they listened to our concerns and our requests, and they took it back and discussed their side. We discussed our side, and they presented us with a counter offer, which reduced that rate 50%, plus allowed more representation from Beardstown. And so just by reviewing things and looking things over, and both sides there came out fair. Either side maybe didn't get things exactly the way they wanted. Beardstown didn't, and I'm sure the county board didn't either, or the county 911 board didn't either. But it all worked out, and it never ceased service, and it works fine, and we're just going to continue improving on that, as well as all of our contracts. And the city is involved in many contracts. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.